Coming up next, I will be showing you the perfect camera for your travels and your holidays. Hello and welcome to G3x This. This channel is all about photography and video how-to guides and equipment reviews. My name is Tony, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe by pressing the button below and visit our channel page where you can view more videos just like the one that's coming up. Today we are going to be looking at the Canon G3x Bridge camera. Now before I go into details, let me briefly explain what a bridge camera is. It's the camera that is between a point and shoot camera like this one and a DSLR like this one. Now the camera gives you the portability of a point and shoot camera, but with the sophistication of a DSLR. You have options like full auto mode, but if you want to explore manual mode and start thinking about your photography, there's the magic dial which will open a whole new world, and you can see more on this mode by clicking the link above. So, here's a scenario. You're planning to go on holiday and you want to get some fantastic photos and videos to remember your trip. You're thinking maybe do a bit of travelling, want to capture your adventure and turn it into a story. Now, if you're thinking I'll buy a nice DSLR and a lens, or if you're like me and already have a DSLR, you're probably going to think what lenses you'll need. A 24-70, a 70-200, oh, am I going to need a 150-600 to capture lions and tigers, or try and be a bit discreet with my street photography? What about a macro lens in case I see some nice flowers and I want to show mum, or a weird insect I can show dad? Now I'm going to need a bag for it all, with extra batteries, charger, a flash for dark areas like inside buildings, a tripod for those long exposure shots. Can you see where I'm going with this? So the Canon G3x, it's got a pop-out screen at the back, so you can get some low-down photos. You've got a very convenient mode dial switch at the top. Now on this you can have your aperture priority mode, shutter speed and manual mode. There's a few other modes on there including full auto if that's what you want to use. You've got a very convenient exposure compensation dial just by your thumb. You've also got a pop-up flash just there, which pops up very conveniently if needed it. You've got your hot shoe mount, so you can add your microphone if you've got an external microphone, or the additional viewfinder, which is very, very good by the way, so I definitely recommend buying that if you're going to buy this camera. You've got a microphone and headphone socket just to the left hand side of the camera, and at the other side you've got your HDMI, your USB, and you've also got a socket for a remote control, which is very handy as well, especially if you're doing travel photography or landscape photography, where you might want to keep your camera sturdy and not touch the camera or the buttons to cause any camera shake. To access the macro mode, click the left hand side of the button and that puts it into macro mode. It has a 1-inch CMOS sensor to handle impressive 20.2 megapixels. It also does 1080p video recording with a choice of between 24 frames per second and up to 60 frames per second. It has a 5-axis image stabilizer. It's also got Wi-Fi, so you can connect to a smartphone for instant sending of photos and videos around the world. And you can even control the camera by using your smartphone. It can shoot RAW. It has an f-stop of f2.8 to f11. It's dust and weatherproof. The lens is nice and big, so you can actually really get a good grip of this camera just in your hand and holding it. And with the grip at the front as well, it is really a fantastic camera to take on your travels. So setting up is really quite comfortable. It is quite a small camera to hold, but you do get used to it if you've been using a DSLR, because it does feel like a DSLR, just smaller. So once you get used to it, it's actually quite a nice camera and you can get some steady shots. And don't forget, it's got that 5-axis stabilisation on there as well for video. So it is really good. If you are going to use the external viewfinder that you can buy, make sure that you buy some extra batteries because it does use your battery life. Now, if you are a photographer anyway, you're going to have a load of spare batteries. I mean, I normally carry between sort of 6 and 8 batteries if I'm out all day, depending on what I'm doing and what I'm shooting. Not that this does use up all of the battery that quick, it's just that I like to have spares just in case. Now, if you're going on holiday, how simple is this to carry compared to, say, a DSLR? Well, let me show you. If I was going to take my DSLR with the lenses to match this, and the flash, and the remote, and all the batteries, let me just show you what I would be carrying. This lot. In here, I've got my Canon 5D Mark III, 24-70 lens, 70-200 lens, my 100mm macro, my flash, my batteries, and all the other bits that I want to carry, my microphone, etc. And then in here, I've got my 150-600 Sigma lens. Now, carrying this lot is quite heavy, and it will knack you out by the end of the day. So, putting that down, this is now what I carry when I go on holiday. That's it. I've got my Canon G3x, which easily slots in my bag. I've got my Rode Video Pro mic, just in case I want to do videos. My flash is built into the camera, but I can use an external flash if I want to. I've got my remote control. I've got my chargers. I've got my viewfinder. I've got my batteries and my memory cards. I've also got on the back my Joby Gorilla Pod, so I can put it on the floor or wrap it around a tree branch if I want to take some selfie photos. And don't forget, I can use this camera using my mobile phone. So I can set the camera up on a tree if I need to get, say, a shot of myself with, say, the mountains behind, and I can control it all from my phone and see exactly what I need to get and set my settings. Now, this bag is a think tank bag, and I went through quite a few bags to get this, but it is a very convenient and nice bag, and that is literally all I will take on my hand luggage instead of all the other stuff that I showed you a minute ago. So if you are considering going on holiday, honestly, really go for the Canon G3x. It's a fantastic camera. It really is a fantastic camera. Now, all of this in a camera and a single lens. Yeah, okay, you get a lot more control out of a DSLR, but remember, why would you need a bridge camera? This is going to save you space in hand luggage and your back from carrying around all the gear, but it's not just for travel. This is a great all-round camera to use day in, day out. Did I mention it's got a 24-600 zoom lens with a 5-axis image stabilization? This camera also makes for a good video camera. So, do I recommend this? Yes, I do. Would I buy one? Well, this is my personal camera that I use for my travels. So, if you're looking for a lightweight camera with the functionality of a DSLR, you will not go wrong with the Canon G3x. Rather than just take my word for it, go to your local camera shop and compare this to other manufacturers like Sony and Nikon. Fully test these to what you will use it for and compare them. So if this video has helped you out in any way, then please give us a like and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel where you can view all my other videos just like this one that you've watched today. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and you can also visit our website at www.jeevestryedthis.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 9:30 AM where I'll be releasing my next video.